Spring had come quietly to the old streets of Kyoto. The plum trees were blooming along the narrow lanes, and pale petals drifted down through the blue evening air. Down one of those lanes walked a very old gray cat, slow and unhurried, her tail held high. She was looking for something. She had been looking for a long while. She simply could not remember what it was. And then, at the end of a quiet alley, a small, warm light. A little bell rang as the door slid open by itself. The old cat stepped inside and gave the room a long, careful look, the way one inspects a place one might possibly approve of. The shop was small and impossibly calm. Washi paper in soft colors lined the walls, and the air smelled of plum blossoms and old wood. Behind the counter sat a white dog, quiet, still, watching a single sheet of paper as though it were a friend. "I am told," the cat announced to no one in particular, "that I am old. I prefer the word distinguished." The dog only lifted her head and tilted it gently. Then with her nose, she nudged a small cushion toward the counter. The old cat considered this, and then, with great dignity, she sat. "I will be honest with you," the cat said, "because you do not seem the type to interrupt. I am old, and my memory is going. This I have accepted. The names of streets, the taste of certain fish, these I can lose and live. But there is one thing I cannot find, and it troubles me." The dog said nothing. One ear turned, just slightly toward her. "My name," the cat said. "Not the word. Anyone can be called something. I have been called many things, by many people, over many years. I mean the first time, when I was very small, in a garden somewhere in the spring, someone gave me a name, a warm voice, a pair of gentle hands. And I have forgotten the face, I have forgotten the voice, I have forgotten who it was that first called me by my name." The old cat looked down at her paws. "I should like to remember who, before I go, that is all." After a long moment, the white dog rose. With the tip of her nose, she slid a single sheet of pale washi to the center of the counter, and then she simply looked at it. The cat watched, one eyebrow raised, unconvinced, and the paper began to move. Slowly, gently, all on its own, it folded. One crease, then another, soft as a breath. No hands touched it. The dog only watched, calm and certain, as though this were the most ordinary thing in the world. A small shape rose from the paper. Not a crane, a butterfly, a pale paper butterfly, the kind that knows the way to places long forgotten. Its wings opened once and it lifted into the air and circled the old cat, slow and shimmering. The cat's eyes followed it, wide now, the dryness gone. And when she looked again at the window, the dark alley was no longer there. Beyond the glass was a garden full of plum blossoms, warm with the spring sun she had not felt in years. And the old cat was small again, a kitten, gray and clumsy, in the long grass of a sunlit garden. The plum tree above her was heavy with blossom, and the petals fell around her like soft, slow snow. A child came running, a little girl, no taller than the flowers, and she knelt down in the grass and went very still. "There you are," the girl whispered, as if she had been searching too. She gathered the kitten up in both small hands. Careful, careful, the way you hold something that matters. She thought for a moment, then she smiled, and she spoke a name, the name softly, for the very first time. And the kitten heard it, and knew, somehow, that it was hers. The old cat, watching from inside the memory, felt her heart go quiet. It was her, the little girl in the garden. She had been the first. She had always been the first. "Of course," the old cat breathed. "Of course it was you." When the cat opened her eyes, she was back in the little shop. Her whiskers trembled just once, and there, in the center of the counter, sat the paper butterfly, pale and perfect, its wings still as if it were resting. The white dog nudged a small saucer of warm milk across the counter with her nose. The old cat looked at it, then she looked at the dog. "You are," she said, "a remarkably good listener." She lapped once with enormous dignity. "Thank you," she said, and for once there was nothing dry in it at all. The dog tilted her head, and her eyes seemed almost to smile. Outside, the spring night was soft and full of blossom. The old cat stepped out into it, tail high, walking tall, carrying her name again, the way one carries something precious and very light. She turned back once, but the little shop was dark now, its light already gone, as though it had never been there at all. The cat was not surprised. She had, after all, expected as much. Above her, the paper butterfly rose, drifting up through the falling petals toward the plum blossoms and the stars, carrying a name that had finally been remembered. Some letters are folded, not written,